This is the Less Insurance Dependence podcast show with my good friend Gary Takas and myself, Narain Arul Raja.
We appreciate your listenership, your time, and most of all, we appreciate your intention to reduce insurance dependence in your practice. Our goal is to provide information that will help you successfully reduce insurance dependence and convert your practice into a thriving and profitable dental practice that provides you with personal, professional, and financial satisfaction.
Welcome to the Less Insurance Dependence podcast. I'm your host, Lester De Alwis. This podcast is designed to help dental professionals build stronger, more profitable practices with less reliance on insurance. Before we begin, a quick message from our sponsor who is sponsoring this episode. Quick Equa Marketing is offering a complimentary marketing strategy meeting to help practices attract high-quality patients and grow through strong online visibility. You can book a complimentary session through lessinsurancependence.com/marketing-strategy-meeting for a complimentary session. And if you're ready to move towards a thriving insurance independent practice and you're looking for mentorship, you can schedule a complimentary coaching strategy meeting with Gary Takas at thrivingdentist.com/CSM. Now, today I'm excited to welcome Eric Vickery. Eric has coached dental practices for over 25 years and has helped countless teams improve leadership, increase case acceptance, and stop costly cancellations. In today's episode, which is titled From Insurance Pressure to Practice Freedom, we will explore how leadership, communication, and strong systems allow practices to move beyond insurance-driven limitations. Welcome, Eric. We're so excited to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Lester. I appreciate it. Love the show.
Amazing. Now let's start here. After 25 years of coaching, what keeps dentists stuck in insurance dependence even when they want more freedom?
I mean, the first thing that pops in mind is fear. And a lot of our clients, when I'm working with them or talking with them, or just people that aren't our clients that we're talking with, false evidence appearing real. There's this fear that what's going to happen on the other side. And they don't really understand the numbers. They don't really, they're working out of a place of emotion and not a place of actual economics or understanding of what's going to happen when you do this really well. And they don't really know how to do it. I don't think they understand the system or how to make this a successful transition. It's so easy to move into an out of network position first. And I think a lot of them think, I need to be only a fee for service practice as well. They think, all patients got to pay me and insurance is going to reimburse them. And it doesn't have to be that way either. You can have the insurance checks come to you and charge a fair rate to everybody and be an out of network provider with, I believe, all but 2 insurance companies. So there's a way to do this in a healthy way. And even with those 2 that aren't, sending the check to the practice, we can do that too and get to a place of a healthy practice. And I think the economic part of it, Lester, is this. If you imagine let's say you're seeing all in-network patients all day long, 10 patients a day, you're probably getting reimbursed for what, 6 a day, 5.8, because I think the average write-off rate's 42% right now. So you're getting paid for 6. Well, you have the expenses for 10, but you're getting reimbursed at the rate of 6. So you'd have to lose 40% of your practice just to break even. And that never happens. What typically would happen is maybe you lose 20% of your patients that were there, and now you're seeing 8 patients. Well, you're no longer getting paid for 6, you're getting paid for 8. So immediately your expenses go down, your profitability goes up. Now your production may go down, but your collections is what you're worried about. That's what's going to go up. So, and if you do it the right way, it's a very simple process that a lot of dentists just need to wrap their brains around and understand. So I think that's the thing that gets in the way the most.
Amazing. And that's a powerful point. And I think it's basically a great way to start this discussion. Now, insurance often becomes the visible problem, like you said. Now, many dentists blame insurance for low profitability. How often is the real issue case acceptance and leadership inside the practice?
So you're really talking about our big three. We love leadership, we love case acceptance, we love insurance freedom. And I think the first thing to understand here is that everyone on the team is a leader. And in leadership, you're talking about being the thermostat, not the thermometer. You're setting the tone. So if you're, a key team leader, or you're any team leader that has interaction with patients, and your mentality is one of fear, or you don't have the mindset that this is doable, and you're worried a lot, or your perspective is, I would only go to an in-network dentist because of the fees, then we've got a problem. And so the first shift we have to understand is everyone's a leader, everyone has influence on your patients. And we've got to shift our mindset to understand that actually being an out-of-network provider is really fair for the practice. And I don't think a lot of team members understand the profitability of a dental practice when most small businesses in America are basically around 25% profitability. And a small dental practice is a small business, so 1 to 2 doctors. And their profitability point may be no different. It may be 25%, maybe higher than that. The goal would be to get it higher than that. And I think if you're writing off 42% and your profitability point is 25%, it just doesn't add up. How do you stay in business at this rate? Team members are going to get paid the same. The dental supply companies they don't go, oh, you've got a in-network patient walking in right now, we're going to lower your dental supply bill by 42%. That doesn't happen. And so we all need to know the numbers, and we all need to recognize that we're leaders. And then the second point you brought up, case acceptance. There's only 2 ways to grow a dental practice. And I think a lot of dentists and team members only know about the first one: more patients, more new patients, more butts and seats, overdue, unscheduled hygiene patients, more referrals, more marketing, which is fine. We need that. And there comes a point where you can only see so many patients. You're not going to grow the practice anymore. You only have so much square footage. You only have so much operatory space. There's only so many hours in a day. You're only willing to work so much, all of that. And we have to understand the second way to grow a practice is getting patients healthier faster. So more dentistry per sit down, longer appointments, taking care of a patient as long as possible to get them as healthy as possible, as quick as possible. So case acceptance becomes one of the insulators and pillars of saying, okay, I'm getting 80% of my patients scheduling 60% of the dollars minimum when I do case acceptance. And am I doing that because I'm in network, or am I doing that because of credibility, great verbal skills, whether it's on the phone, converting new patient callers, or whether it's in person, I've got great personality and people warm up to me well, and I know how to communicate in an effective way that gets people to understand what's going on with their dental needs. I will use the word need in this case, even though I don't like that word. And having patients want to move forward with more dentistry. So if you're able to do that, both from a leadership, case acceptance, growing the practice way, then you start to recognize, hey, I have some ways to be profitable that aren't relying solely on more new patients that are in network. And I just need in-network patients. If you love being in network, I don't think it's smart. I don't think you would even say this. I want all my new patients to be from that in-network insurance company. Most dentists are going, we want to get new patients from an out-of-network source. That's fine. Do that so that you can let this go. And Echo does a great job with their clients. And I don't think you guys are charging 42% of new patient or patient value when they come in. If you were paying 42% of value of all of your case acceptance to a marketing company, you'd probably fire them. You'd probably say that's unrealistic. And yet here we are saying, I need to be on the list so that I get this patient in, instead of saying, I've got really good verbal skills on the phone that I can rely on to convert a patient who has MetLife insurance, who calls the practice and go, yeah, we see patients all the time that have MetLife. They pay us, and know that you're an out-of-network provider, and not think mentally, oh, I have to be a network for this patient to want to see me. You're setting your lid, your law of the lid, as John Maxwell says, right? You're setting your lid and saying, oh, I can only do this. No, you have to believe first that you can get through that as an entire team, including the doctor.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, when a practice improves case acceptance and reduces cancellations. How
Mhm.
does that change the ability to move away from PPO dependence?
So I'll tell you a story about a client in North Midwest state.
Mm-hmm.
Are we allowed to name insurance companies on this? I don't want to get.
Yeah, you can. You can go ahead.
Okay. All right. So he was in network with Delta as a premier
Mhm.
provider, not even a PPO provider. His write-off rate was getting north of 35%. His total patient population was north of 64% of the practice. And his future, that was the only thing he was in network with. And he thought, okay, I'm in trouble here because the infection is spreading. This is taking over my practice and I can't grow. I can't do anything but start to work Saturdays or evenings. And so we ended up seeing a 20%. So we took our system and put it in place. And then we went for case acceptance. And then we went through the process over 6 months of resigning from Delta by having the conversations with patients. And at the end of this, what we saw was a $20,000 reduction in production. Production went down 20,000 and collections went up 40,000 a month. Now, that has a lot to do with his numbers being so high, meaning such a high write-off rate and such a high percentage of practice was in network. But when you put case acceptance in play, that means people are showing up for their hygiene visit. They're not saying things like, well, it's just a cleaning. Oh, just reschedule me. So you're preventing cancellations with case acceptance verbiage. And the second thing is patients understood that they wanted to take care of their dentistry. So again, they were doing more and recognizing that insurance has $1,000 or $1,500 a year play in this. And if it's a $10,000 treatment plan, it really doesn't matter if you're in network or out of network. You're probably doing extended payment options with an outside company anyway for this. So once we free our minds to understand that concept and go, all right, well, I'm no longer presenting the crown of the year club here because I'm limiting myself. I'm actually talking about the whole thing in a healthy way, in a successful way. And again, 80% of the patients scheduling 60% of the dollars minimum. And if you don't know what that is, your KPI trackers need to be in place for that. Then you say, I have room for improvement before I go out of network with insurance. And once you start seeing that, then you have the right and the ability to move forward with the conversations on removing yourself from that restrictive insurance plan. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, that does. Now,
Okay.
when it comes to leadership shifts, now, what leadership shifts must owners make if they want their team to confidently support an insurance light or fee-for-service model?
Yeah. For me, it's mindset first. And if you're not strong, if you don't have a champion mindset yet, you've got to start there. You got to work on your self-belief. And I think a lot of dentists, rightfully so, think, well, if I just go to more clinical CE, I'm just going to be a master clinician and I'm going to feel better about who I am and more confident walking in there. Well, that's fine. Dale Carnegie, I think, started this with How to Win Friends and Influence People and said, 15% of your success is foundational, it's clinical, it's tactical, it's technical skills. But 85% of your success is going to come from your people skills, leadership, case acceptance verbiage, how you communicate with your team and your patients. And so you're only as effective as you can communicate. We all know this. So is your communication model effective? Meaning this, if you're a level 10 clinician, but you're a level 5 communicator, your patients only perceive you to be a level 5 clinician. So keep going to the clinical CE, that's fine. But if 85% of your success is coming from your people skills and your ability to work with people, are you spending CE time, energy, and money on growing your mindset, your people skills, how you interact with others? So the first shift is mindset. The second shift is how do I interact with people? So, understanding your DISC personality style, your strengths, Gallup Strengths Finder, understanding your emotional intelligence. These are foundational for us in our leadership training. And we love training doctor. I'm a John Maxwell certified coach. So are our coaches on our team. And we love using his systems for things to put in place here. And EQ for me is the anchor, the core foundation of learning how do I work with people? Because I got to work with my team first, then I got to be able to work with my patients. So think mindset, think relational connection with people, and how do I interact with them? How am I being received by others? Because if I'm not being received well, maybe I have to rely on being a network, because I don't understand how to win people over, both from a leadership standpoint and from a clinician or dentist or provider standpoint. Am I making sense there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I think for dentists listening today and listening to this conversation on this episode, who wants more control this year, and what are the first practical steps they should take to move forward towards the true insurance freedom?
Oh gosh, so many things. I don't know what we want to limit it to. I don't like overwhelming people with a lot of stats or a lot of information. I think you got to be having fun at work. I think you got to work on your mindset. I think you got to understand your KPIs. I think it's best to work with people who've done this before. And I know Gary's talked about it time and time again. Please don't send a letter out. Please don't make that mistake. We get a lot of clients at All Star Dental Academy that come to us saying, I made a mistake. I sent a letter out and I had a mass exodus. That's not how you do this. You do this with effective communication. And I say it all the time to our clients and our coaches. The answer almost always lies in effective communication. So if you can learn how to effectively communicate both with your team as a leader and with your patients as a provider, you're going to have an excellent outcome when it comes to resigning from insurance. And I think the other thing you need to know is, what is your total patient population that is in network by carrier? You need to know what that percentage is in each of those. So how many patients are in Emeritus, Aetna, MetLife, Cigna, Guardian, name them all of those out. And then what is that, each of those percentage of my practice, number of patients, percentage of practice. And then also like Delta or Blue Cross or Shield, because they're handled differently. And then the next part of it is, what is my write-off rate for each of those carriers? How much does Aetna cost me? How much does Emeritus cost me? Because that's going to help you figure out patient population and percentage of write-off. Which of these plans should I target first, and at what amount? And please don't go like, I'm going to handle 2% of my practice at a time, 2%. You'll be here forever, and you're not going to get ROI on the effort it takes to do this. You're going about the wrong way. Think of like, I'm buying a mutual fund. I'm buying a lot of stocks at the same time, but I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket. And so understanding the approach is important. What insurances do what? For example, I've had clients come to us and they're like, I keep resigning from these individual insurance plans, but I'm over here in Zealous, Connection, whatever it is, these umbrella plans. I try to think of the Carrington, these other types of plans, Unitas or something like this. And what's happening is I'm resigned from Cigna over here. I spend all this time, and then they just gobble them up over here, and I'm back in network in this umbrella. And so knowing that you can't do that, you can't approach it that way. So having someone on your team who's done this before, I love this podcast because it's helping so many people move in the right direction. But gosh, don't be afraid to ask for help. I think that's key. And then from your perspective, new patient flow, healthy new patient flow. At some point, you've got to recognize, at least, there's a sweet spot, but let's say adults, non-emergency, comprehensive exam, new patient flow at 15 per doctor, let's say. And if you're not getting that, why is that? Are the patients, afraid of you? Are you not winning them over? Marketing is bad, whatever that is. And lastly, I'll say this. And I say this to all of our coaches as they help clients resign from insurance, but are your patients marrying you for the money, or are they marrying you because they fell in love with you? And if they married you for the money, that means they married you because they're in network with you, right? And it's like in the movie. In the movie, you're rooting for them to fall in love for the real reasons, not just for the money. Here, you're deciding as you look at your insulators or your pillars of supporting your practice, saying, okay, are these patients choosing us because of our reputation, because of the service we provide, because of the clinical dentistry we offer, and et cetera? Or are they choosing us because we're on a list and they're putting up with the lacking in those areas that we're having, the deficiencies we have in those areas? And I want to make sure that all practices have those pillars and insulators dialed in before they ever consider resigning from an insurance plan. Meaning, I know my patients will stay with me because they love us. That's what we want to make sure we do first. Yeah.
Amazing. Now, some great nuggets, some great advice shared in this podcast and in this episode. And I think you do some great work at All Star Dental Academy, you and your team. And I think anyone listening in would love to have a chat with you, or even get some advice, or have understand what's happening with their practice. So, what is the best way that they can get in contact with you?
So obviously, allstardentalacademy.com. See what we're doing there. Read reviews from other dentists who have done this with us. We do hang our hat on great phone skills, new patient call conversion, with relationship focused training. We hang our hat there, so you can check us out there. If you just have questions, just email our co-founder, Heather Nottingham. So it's Heather at allstardentalacademy.com, and just say, I heard Eric on the podcast talk about this. I have questions. She's amazing at just jumping on and scheduling calls with you and talking about your practice and what you need and finding the right avenue, which may not be us. We are no pressure company. We love just connecting and building relationship and having community. We probably work with north of 150 clients every month that are working on these sorts of things. And we can put you in touch with those people and say, here's been my experience of working with All Star and how they help me either with case acceptance, with leadership, with systems in the practice, and with insurance freedom. And so again, we're just here to help. And we have an annual event in May called the Growth Summit. We will actually have an insurance freedom breakout during that time. We've got tons of people coming into Fort Lauderdale for that. And we'd love to even see in person for 2 days and focus on training and growth.
Amazing. There you go. I think if you're looking to get some advice or even looking to reach out to Eric, I think the details of All Star Academy, the All Star Dental Academy, and Eric will be available on our show notes on this episode, and you can get in contact. So, Eric, thank you for sharing such practical and honest insights today.
My pleasure. I love it. Thank you for having me on.
So the key takeaway is this, that insurance is really the core problem. Leadership, case acceptance, and accountability determine whether a practice feels trapped or empowered. When those areas improve, insurance pressure naturally decreases. So if you are ready to take action and you want to you review your online visibility, start by scheduling a complimentary marketing strategy meeting with Equa Marketing at lessinsurancedependence.com/marketing-strategy-meeting. And also, if you're looking for mentorship, you can also book a complimentary coaching strategy meeting with Gary Takas at thrivingdentist.com/CSM. Now, all these resources, what I just shared, and also what Eric just shared, are all complimentary. And you can basically book them for yourself and help you build a stronger and more independent practice. So if you found value in today's episode, please share it with a colleague or a friend who could benefit from reducing their insurance dependence. And thank you for listening to the Less Insurance Dependence podcast. We look forward to seeing you in the next episode.